Right. So this is the caption.
Okay.
So when you're filling in the form, there's one that's caption.
Yeah.
And there's one that's title. Mm-hmm. And it's good to fill that in because when you hover over an image, if you get a little words that come up, that's because somebody filled in the title tag.
Oh, okay.
Good to fill that in. But the alt text is also in that list, and that's the one that you want to optimize.
And that's more for the Google searching thing.
Absolutely. But it's also for people. So keeping in mind that the web is for everyone, and there are people who can only read those words, or their screen reader can only read those words.
So in the alt text is where you should have your keywords?
Yes. So a keyword or two, but also describing the photo. And different for each photo. You can use the keyword, but different alt text for each photo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really good. So another thing that we were talking about was getting your web designer to add an author box at the bottom of your blog posts. Mm-hmm. It's something you can definitely do right away, and putting a little bio at the bottom of each blog post and links to other posts. It's just a nice touch because a lot of the time people are coming to your blog post because you put it out on social media and they don't see your whole website. They don't go in through your homepage. So treating each blog post as an entry point into your website.
Okay, now Paige has given me a link to the contact page on my website. So that would be the one that I could put in there myself on each one.
Yeah, or we were looking at Jonathan's website and she can do this for you, adding the Starbox Author Box plugin. Yeah. And that looks really great at the bottom. Yeah. So it just gives a little more context and other links to other posts that you've written.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, it'd be great.
The nice thing I did like on your site, Leah, was that you have the Instagram feed scrolling.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then you have your newsletter box as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always posting on Instagram once or twice a day. So that retro chick one is just really more for fun, but the rest of it relates to my business.
And Leah actually has a book signing party this coming Saturday night. Her book came out as an ebook about a year ago, and now as a hard copy, and she booked a coffee shop, and she's got some music and charity event going on Saturday night, right?
I do. I'm celebrating that dreams do come true.
That is
so
awesome.
I'm featuring it's not just about me, it's really more about everybody else. So there's my daughter who's pursuing a singing career, modeling career, the owner of Watershed who is passionate about preparing meals that are healthy and organic, and then my client friend who quit her day job to pursue her amazing creative artwork. And then part of the proceeds of the book will go towards our Fraser Valley Transitional House organization, so that people that are in really bad relationships, that are women or children that are escaping that, money goes towards that. So that's really what the event is about, more than just my book signing.
That's awesome.
So good. I wish I could go. I'm sorry I can't.
That's okay. I'll get my wine somehow. No, I'm just kidding.
It's right here. It's not drunk.
I'm totally kidding. I know, it's a unique bottle. It's going to taste good when I get to it.
So fun.
Oh, too. Yeah.
So did you have any questions beyond what we talked about? Because I know we did quite a few comments in the Facebook.
Thank you. I love the ponytail. There was... For those people I've been working with Jonathan for a while now, and the blog posts there's lots of it that I still am not 100% have my head wrapped around, and I imagine that people that are just starting off in that back office trying to figure it out might be a little bit confused too. I think we figured out the size or where the placement of the pictures go, but the heading thing, you mentioned the heading 2 and 3 is what we should use, but when is heading 1 ever used?
Never. So at the top of your post, your title, if it automatically comes up on your blog, that's your heading 1.
Okay.
You never want more than one of those on a page.
Got it. Then the other thing that I have to ask is when you mentioned, when you first put in the blog, or I guess the introduction is what shows up when you post it, right, with the title? Okay.
Yeah, so the introduction would be actually a paragraph here that is really speaking to the people who get to your blog post and they're busy and they're deciding within the first 2 or 3 sentences whether they have time to bother with this.
Okay.
So people are reading the blog post to get a takeaway. So if you can get really concrete at the beginning of what they're going to walk away with, you're standing a stronger chance of getting them to remember what your blog was about and maybe read it. People don't always read, but at least you're positioning yourself as someone who talks about this.
Okay, and in the first sentence, the first paragraph, are you supposed to repeat the title again, or no? No? Okay.
You don't have, you certainly don't have to. You could if you felt like it fit, but you don't want to over repeat. You don't want people to click away because they're confused.
Okay. And what was the slug thing you talked about? I know that comes up in the bottom when it's going through your different color coding of green and red and all that. What did you
SEO Yoast.
Yeah, so in the Yoast SEO box where you optimize your on-page SEO for each blog post,
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
The slug is what the URL actually is here, just the end of it. And as long as those are your keywords and they're also in your title, it has to be consistent here and in your title, then you're fine. So we don't recommend that you change your slug if you're trying to get your head around blogging, because if your title is optimized with your keywords, your slug will be fine.
Okay.
If you find it's like a 40-word slug or something, you could cut it right down to keywords in that box, but otherwise don't worry about it.
And when you do keywords, are you supposed to pick more than one keyword, or no?
It's better to pick one keyword for one blog post. It's just simpler. And then if you have another keyword, do another blog post.
Okay. Good. That's all I had. Question-wise.
Awesome. Nice to see you, Leah.
So just in the chat, Lindsay, Eileen asked if we could have a look at hers.
Absolutely. We're headed there.
Okay.
Thank you for helping direct this. It'd be really fun to do a blogging group, wouldn't it?
You know what? It would be fantastic.
Okay.
Lindsay, while you're scrolling, how do you set that up so that people can go onto Facebook and grab a coupon code?
Jonathan, do you have a more strategic way? I would just put it in the introduction to your blog post.
Yeah, I mean, you could create a bit.ly link, which would be nice and small, or you could create a QR code.
Yeah.
Snapchat actually now let you create snap codes, which go directly to your website. So you just scan it on Snapchat, and it goes directly to your website. In the US, Facebook.
How does that get linked to liking on Facebook?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I don't think you can link to a like as well. In the US, Facebook Messenger has a shopping cart, but it's not in Canada. You can actually buy and sell on Facebook Messenger in the US, but it's not in Canada yet.
And if you're not focusing on your e-commerce side right now, you'd probably be better off just putting a keyword in and asking people to share it with their friends and all of that. Another thing is take a look and see what other people are doing and try some things out, because one thing that's amazing and that I love about the internet is that you can test ideas out and get feedback on them and keep refining, right? So give something a shot, see if people like it. If it's not working, try another thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Eileen's post, lovely. Creating homemade custom photo cards is a slippery slope. So here we go. Very fun picture right up front. I really like seeing that. That gets me interested and motivated to read more. If possible, it'd be nice to see that photo bigger, if that's a possibility. Okay, so just quickly looking at it, and again, I'll give it a good read afterwards. I would love to remind you about putting in subtitles and making your post easy to scan so that if I read through it in 30 seconds, I could get the gist of it. And you do that by making some things bold and some things stand out from your blog post. Oh, I see Eileen's not on video. That's why I'm not seeing her. Who am I talking to? Okay, I love this at the end. What do you think? Will you take the challenge? I can help you through the process, or you can ask me to do it. But you have been warned. So this is a great ending. However, as a reader, it's not strong enough to get me to take a next step. So there needs to be something I can click right now, instant gratification, to get what I'm looking for. So this would be a great place to put an entry-level product or a freebie. Or even if you don't have those, a link to a discovery call or a link to something that you've already got that I can buy from you. Sorry, there's some feedback on the line. Maybe everybody can check if they're muted, if they don't have to be on. That would be great. Does that make sense for you, Eileen?
Eileen's at work, so she can't talk. So you have to just look at the screen to see her nod.
So, and I'm not getting the comments, so for some funny reason.
Okay, when you're screen sharing, you don't see the chat, but I'm monitoring it.
Okay, I have a question about the action step at the end of the blog post. What if people do not read until the end? Where would you put an action, you know?
I don't think you need to worry about that with the blog posts. It's just if people read to the end, there's a next step. At the top, if they're not reading to the end, one thing you can do is a graphic that's a promotion of whatever you're offering. So let's say they are just scanning. Wouldn't it be great to have a graphic that says save 50% or save 10% on your next purchase? And it's just done in a little square graphic on the side. So it could be the call to action, but for the scanners, it can be just visual. And if they click on it, then they get your email sign up.
Thank you. So you cover all the bases. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. But if they're not going to read your whole post, put it in a different way. Don't put it in more writing because they might not be reading.
Thank you.
We also had a question about images, Lindsay, and where's the best place to stop to source free imagery?
Absolutely. So I really love unsplash.com. It's fabulous. I can show it to you right now. And it's got a lot of pictures of coffee cups. So if you want to get something other than coffee cups, you can search by keywords. And you can also create an account. And you can heart photos that you like and keep them in your account. So these are all free for anyone to use, and they're beautiful. But when you're doing a blog post, remember that your image needs to be on topic. Ideally, it's a success image. So what does the successful outcome look like if you're giving readers an outcome? So just a little careful about using generic stock material. Another copy. So one other thing you can do is start taking more photos with your iPhone or your other phone and using your own photos. That's a really great way to do it. Jonathan uses an app called WordSwag, I believe. So you can really easily on your phone put your headline on your photo, do a little photo editing, and upload it. It's straightforward. It's simple.
What is it called again?
WordSwag.
WordSwag.
It's an iPhone app, and then you bring in your own picture, or they have a lot of stock pictures.
They do.
You put your own logo onto it, your own hashtag, and share it out.
Yeah, and it's super simple. It's a $5 app, and I think it's one of those ones that's worth getting.
Yeah.
Can you put the name in the chat?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is just, I don't know if there's an iPhone, an Android version of it.
Yep, there is. I'm on Android now. So.
And I also use Over. And the other one that a lot of people love is Canva.
Yes.
It's great too.
So Canva is excellent, and I use it a lot. If you have a business account on Canva, you can upload your colors and your custom fonts and your logo and keep them in that account. So they're really easy to use all the time, which is really nice. It's about $10 a month, but the free version is excellent as well. The only downfall is it's not on your phone. So if you're using your phone to take the photos you're going to put into your blog, it does add one more step.
Okay.
That's Canva. And Overt. I don't know Overt, so.
OVER.
Oh, Over. There you go.
It's actually easier to use than WordSwag.
Perfect. So there you go. So that's Over on Google Play. Great. So Eileen, I hope that helps, and we will put some comments up on your blog post on Facebook.
Okay. So Lindsay, while I got you, Gurjeet just sent a very brief upload document. So she is a birthing partner for ladies to get through she's not a doula per se, but a lot more than that, because she teaches it as a nurse. Mm-hmm. And she has a website which she struggled a bit with the designer to get it quite finished. Mm-hmm. When you click on the landing page, which is what she's been using, there's no nav, so you don't know it's a website until you go to the very bottom. So she's trying to get that fixed, which is an issue that's ongoing. But
yeah,
she's trying to get a lot more. I'm just thinking, because you're a mom in the mom community more than I am, a lot more engagement on her Facebook page to really try and reach out and find these ideal moms that she could help sort of through the birth process.
Oh, we have some friends in common. So yeah, what is the URL of your website and Facebook page, Gurjeet?
It's Joyous Birth Prenatal Play Shops.
Day shops?
Play, P-L-A-Y, Play Shops.
.com?
No. This is the Facebook page, the business page.
Okay. All right. So, and you're wanting to appeal to more new parents or soon to be new parents.
Okay. Yeah, pregnant moms and their partners.
I love it. Look at that picture. That's the video. Okay, great. So without spending everyone's time, I'll definitely take a look for you. And then let's take a look at your blog post. So this looks great. Can I drag this into the screen? No, I'm going to do a new screen share. Then everyone can see. Share screen. Let's see if I can do that. Apologies, everyone. There we go. Can everybody see Gurjeet's blog post?
Okay. No, we can see Alfred's.
Oh, good. So I'll drag it over there. Sorry about that. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is a great, you've got your bio here. I think this is a great one to use that plugin that we were talking about because you have a lot of credibility in your job title and your experience. So make sure that you are consistently owning that full on, I've got this real world stuff behind me. Definitely. So I love how you are using some bolded text. When you use it as a blog post, I would definitely get you to have those stand out as on their own as headlines and using the heading too, right? So going back to symbols, do you have some images that you're going to be using for this blog post?
No, actually, I just have my picture for the bio box, but I haven't thought of any images.
Okay. So some thinking around the images. So
they say about every 150 to 175 words, you need a picture.
Yeah.
People's interest.
So I would be tempted to get a picture of a beautiful pregnancy. Make sure that it is, it's telling, like it's speaking about being radiant and healthy and well. And then I'd be tempted to get you to put your title right onto that image potentially. I know I've done that a lot with other blogs, and finding a nice font using Canva or WordSwag or something, finding a nice font and putting 5 healthy pregnancy tips from the expert, right? And maybe putting your logo as well, so that when people share it on social media, they're sharing something that has a headline on it. So people are reading it and they're quickly understanding what you're talking about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does, but where should the logo go? And I didn't get where the picture should be.
Okay, so one picture needs to be your featured image, and that's the one I would use for sharing on social media. It will, depending on your theme, it should go to the top of your blog post.
So above the title or below the title?
It doesn't really matter. Below is fine, above is fine. As long as a person who looks on their laptop can easily see the title, the image, and the opening paragraph, minimum.
Yeah. And realistically, looking at this, this is possibly 3 blogs, because it's long. You could make this a 3-blog series, and you could easily make this like an email campaign for people to sign up, and then they get 3 emails about nutrition, self-care, and preparing. There's 3 emails.
I love it.
And really start to build your email list by sending them great content.
Yeah. So this is where sitting down to write a blog post is so awesome, because when you really sit with what you want to say, you might find yourself writing a lot like this, and you have a lot to say. And then you can take this and repurpose it in so many different ways. So Jonathan's right on the money about using it as more strategic content. So the newsletter list, or a download, a book, all kinds of things you can do with this.
Yeah, it's a great start though.
Mm-hmm. And you can make it, even if you do it as an email series, you could actually also make it into blog posts. You might change them just a little bit, but this could be 3 blog posts, and then they can sign up for your email to get more actionable tips around this on your email list.
Yeah.
And so where should the other images go? Like say, I get it that it should be as 3 blog posts or more, but so each blog post has an image.
Yeah.
So each topic, so self-care could be a picture of a lady in the bath, so just an Epsom salt bath or something with lots of moisturizer. The preparing for baby's birth could be a picture of a suitcase already prepared with all that she's going to need. So whatever the image is that captures your mind when you come into each topic, that's the image that you want to try and show as a picture. So people say, oh, okay, so good nutrition could be, some great vitamins from Lily's store, right there on the counter. In fact, that would be a great video, is the 2 of you get together and Lily starts talking about the great vitamins that ladies should be taking over and above folic acid and so on. And that would make a great cross-promotional between the 2 of you in the Canadian community in North Van. That would be amazing.
That's a really great idea. So, and get Leah in there and do some health, fitness coaching and health coaching.
Oh my goodness. And Alfred can come by and help everybody not slip over on the ice. And Trevor will come and make some T-shirts, and
we'll have some garlic, Russian garlic.
We'll have a party.
And I could probably join in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, Jacqueline, could you ever?
100%.
So for those of you that don't know, Jacqueline is an incredible cancer survivor who did it all naturally. No chemotherapy, no radiation. She completely changed.
Love that.
So you know what? That opens up some guest posting possibilities. Maybe Jacqueline would be an interesting person to guest post for Lily, and vice versa, right? So those relationships that you make, guest posting opens up a whole new audience to each one of you.
This is it.
Yep, I agree.
I love this idea. This is the dichotomy that I always get into with boot camp, is that we have an hour, we just start to get excited, and it's 11 o'clock.
It is, it's exciting.
And just a minute. I have another question. There's an ad that I created for a magazine. So if we could just, look at that and give me your feedback, that would be really good. Thank you so much.
Where is the ad?
It's just posted. I think it's below the article. I just put it up.
Oh, on your blog post or on your?
No, it's on the winter boot camp.
Okay, sounds good. I will do that. So if everyone can stick with us, that'd be great. If not, we understand.
There we go.
Okay, so winter boot camp. And is this, oh, this is a different one. Okay, I thought it was 2 different things. Great. Okay, so how can I change screens? 1 second.
The other thing, folks, that we'll have a conversation with about what happens at the boot camp when the boot camp's done, because next week's technically the last week, and that's why we have the Facebook group, because the Facebook group continues, and you can keep community, and we can keep adding to it. And I think this will be the 3rd boot camp Facebook group that we have going right now. So that's a great way of taking it. But an interesting story, you know that last week Alfred was here with us when we did this, and the reason he was here was we started brainstorming once we built his website, and there was so many more ideas. It was just too much to do it in the last boot camp. So eventually he approached me and said, okay, as Len said, how can I get what Alfred got? And Alfred signed up for our VIP program. I'll talk to you all about that, a bit more about that last week.
$1,000.
But we ended up putting in 2 whole days together, and got so much achieved. So imagine what we achieved in an hour, what you could achieve in like 10 hours if you were sitting here with me, and whatever. So we'll tell you a little bit about that next week.
But then they're so smart. You know what they've done?
We can hear you.
Where is she?
Awesome. Okay. Gurjeet.
So maybe if you just put enable editing, it might just fall into place, because sometimes it just moves around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I like how you're really clear on what you want people to, on what you're dealing with. Your messaging is very clear.
Lindsay, it's disappeared from the screen.
Oh, okay. I think I need a whole practice session on going back and forth on screen sharing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and we're running out of time too. There it is. Yeah.
So I would recommend you get someone to design this, because when you're looking for people to buy from you, you need to also make that emotional connection with them. And I think your messaging, just quickly, I haven't really read it well, but your messaging seems good. You have something free. I think what's missing from it really is the design. So your options are to learn how to design, which I don't recommend because you are an expert in what you do, or to hire someone just to get a brand design together for you. And everything will be on the same page if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where would I get somebody to design it?
Hey, Lindsay, do you want to just show Gurjeet what you did for Madeline? That 5 steps.
Okay. Something that we do and I do is brand design. I'm not trying to say you need to work with us if that's not where you are right now, but I can show you something that you can sort of work with. I did Jonathan's design as well. I've done several. Here's one. Oh, sorry. I used the developer's URL. Oh, it's really lagging. Okay. So for example, here's a sales training consultant, and she works with really high-end clients, and I'll just share it with you. And just getting everything on board to match so that your branding and your website and all your social media and everything just goes well together, and just making it really beautiful. When I get to a website, I really think about what the sales process is for the client. So, and how we can, basically your website is your sales funnel. And so how can we move people to the next step with you, and then the next step with you? That's what we do. It's very strategic. It's not just a pretty website, but we're also evoking the emotion. And Gurjeet, that's what I want you to try and do with that ad, is when people see it, you want them to feel connected to you. You would use imagery that brings out what they're looking for, the success story. So anyways, we do a lot of that. And you can do it yourself, or you can, come to somebody who knows what they're doing, and we can just do your entire campaign. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So so someone asked me a question about how long does a Facebook group last? For as long as Facebook is around and they let those groups stay up, it stays up. So everything that you get in the Facebook group, all the videos that I post, all the PDFs, they stay forever. So they're always there. Okay, so next week, Tuesday, is the 5th session. It's called Excite. And you can see now we're all starting to get excited because we've learned so much already about how to create a blog, how to create images, using video, sharing stories, being that local educational source, being the expert, entertaining your clients with other people's content. Andrea asked about that. If she can only write a blog a month, then how do you a blog a week? Then you share other people's content, and that's how we've looked at that very much in the entertain section. Next week, I'm going to be looking about just how you take this full circle to convert into sales more, and also how using email and contests, is a good way of building up those email lists. Then we'll also look a little bit about spending some money on Facebook and how to boost a post effectively, and when's the right time to have a paid campaign, when's the right time to try and have a paid like campaign, not buy likes, but promote your page in a local setting. Like, so that's all of the stuff that we're looking at on Tuesday. All right, so everybody, thank you so very, very much. Awesome as always. In fact, it gets better and better. And yeah, it's never good to say goodbye. So we'll see what we can do about that for you, a lot of you.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks,
Bye,
Lindsay.
everybody. Thank you.
Take care.